Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff with the Tattooed Spirit, and we're getting into our journey into the pip cards. Now, I think in my last video I had said I'll see you in just a flash. As a matter of fact, this is a really cool thing that happened. It's actually been 2 weeks since my last video. And because mainly I've been just completely immersed in this wand energy. We're talking about wands. We're starting to get into this, the fire element of wands, the wand element of fire, how those interact together. It's just about the doing, the activities, the eagerness, the optimism. I've been so damn busy the last 2 weeks. It's just absolutely no accident that by the time I can finally get to the office and settle down to make another one of these videos that I've been enjoying so much sharing with you, that we'd be talking about the very first wand. What initiated my stage of extreme activity was that my office mates, my office partners are opening up a lecture space just across the way, just across the bridge from where we are in the French Court in Woodland Hills. And there's a lot of running back and forth, planning, deconstruction, going back to the building supply store and getting a bunch of stuff. So it's just a really good happenstance that I would be sitting now finally talking about the Wands Active Doing card. And this Ace of Wands, the very first of the pip cards that I had mentioned that we'd be talking about, is that way of doing that seems as if it is a gift of just the universe, the gift of God, the gift of the reactions of your situations, or I should say, the reactions of your situations in your life that you've been creating to this part, to be a new way of doing something in your life. Okay? The aces in all of the suits don't describe necessarily a situation or any particulars. It just introduces as a gift whatever quality of whatever suit that the card happens to be in. We're talking about wands. Anytime that you pull this card in any sort of a combination with perhaps the Wheel of Fortune. Do you remember whenever we talked about that card? That's sort of like the destiny, that which it opens windows, it closes doors in perfect timing. Anytime this card would show up in the same spread or around the same time as this Ace of Wands, you know that you're off and running. Now's the time to act on your thoughts, your intentions, your plans, what you thought maybe could be best for you. This is about doing something new, doing something better to serve you, hopefully, as a spiritual individual, and also to those around you in your life. Anytime you can imagine that whenever you see the Fool, remember this, new beginnings, adventure, also getting into new situations, how magical and what a wonderful combination that these two are. This is like full steam ahead anytime you see these two cards come up. And this will often come up whenever you are intending to inquire from the cards, from the deck, about moving forward in a certain direction of your life on an idea or a new proposal or some sort of, a new idea that you have. I don't know what else to say about it. Another great card. And again, I'm going to be sharing other cards beyond what we're talking about, the actual pip card, to begin to give you the idea of how your mind's going to start putting cards together, the different qualities of different cards together, so that whenever you get to a basic 3-card reading, you're kind of seeing all 3 at the same time and not thinking, do this first one and what does that mean, and then this second one. They always interact. So, little quiz. Imagine you just pulling a 3-card spread first thing in the morning, like I had suggested that you do and keep a little log of. And you're thinking about going ahead in some sort of new way, perhaps asking for a raise, perhaps asking that person out that you've been admiring from across the hall or whatever, and you happen to get these 2 cards. Do you remember what this magician is? This idea that you are a co-creator with the situations around you, with the universal God force, or however you want to look at it, that's supplying these situations for you to act in. This is a wonderful sign. This is a wonderful way that your subconscious is going to put the meanings of these 2 cards together in a way so that you tell this is a positive experience to move forward, to act, because You have the power to change the situation that you're in. Okay? I hope that is beginning to make sense and settle in about how whenever we add more cards, and then why this would possibly appear above it, and then possibly why it would appear below it, or perhaps in the past. Which means that if this comes up now, that means that there's some sort of blocked thing in you. There's some sort of like a mission stalled. Kind of like a pause button has been hit. A new way of being isn't coming to you. A new situation so that you can react in a new way. That has been halted for you. Whenever it comes in reversed, it means just basically a failure to launch in a new way of being. And then in that case, in case this magician character shows up, you can tell, okay, this was in the past, but moving forward, there's something happening. So what are the other cards telling you around it? It's just an idea, but it's just to give you the point of how whenever different cards come in, that's whenever you sort of sit back and then you really kind of get what your subconscious, what your God, what your universe is trying to communicate through you. So this means that there's some sort of failure to move forward in a new way. And the other cards will tell you, but I'm telling you, more often than not, you're going to know exactly what that is. As long as you have this to open the door to just say, what is holding me back from making this change, asking this person out, or doing whatever in a new way, okay? So, that was the Ace of Wands. Next time I see you, I'm going to be talking about dose. We're going to be talking about the Two of Wands and how choices make up our reality. And what better number than 2 than to talk about choices. I'll see you in a second.